Hello everyone. It's Maddie with SpectrumArtCreations.com. Welcome back for video number 5 in the series. Now, if you're just joining us, then don't worry about it because all of the videos can be watched independently. And down in the description box, I have a full playlist for you so you can watch all 5 videos in order or out of order, however you prefer. We are making panels today, beautiful Christmas panels that can be used for cards. It can be used for your journals. It can be used for layouts. It can be used for covers and so much more. So I hope you guys will jump in and join us, as in this one, we will be making 2 different cards. Same concept and of course, lots of fun. Here we go. Our next card is going to be super fun. This one is going to consist of either you can do a Christmas tree or you can do a wreath. So another one of the free printouts that you had, printables, was this page right here. You can see that it has a Christmas tree outline or it has a wreath outline. Either one would be great. I'm going to be doing the Christmas tree along with you. Okay, so for that, we're going to be needing a 12 by 12. We're also going to need your printout. We're going to need this page with the 3 candlesticks. You're going to need an embossing folder. We have tons of amazing embossing and folders in our online store. However, I'm going to be using this one. This is an Griffin one, and it's really, really pretty. It is non like seasonal specific. It's just very elegant. So I think this would be perfect to have in your stash. Then you're going to need a lot of flowers. Did you notice? Well, not a lot, but what happened was I figured, you know what? I'm just going to prep them because if I want to do both of these, I might as well have my flowers ready. So what I've done is I've created, as you can see, little clusters. I punched out a couple of the sheets. I still have tons of sheets left, but I've punched out a couple, and then I finished printing out the ones that we had already started with. So then that way I didn't have, like, halfway used pages. So you'll need to go ahead and prep your flowers as well. So if you need to do that, you want to pause here, and then you want to come back when you have your flowers ready. Or if you want, we can go ahead and get started. And then when we get to the point where it's time to adhere the flowers, you can go ahead and take a pause there and assemble your flowers and then resume after that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to need a base. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer. We're going to do a 5 by 7, okay? Sort of, kind of. We're going to do something different. Again, we've done all kinds of different cards, and I figure that's part of the fun, is being able for you guys to do, different type of cards, because some of them might be new to you, some of them might not. But oh, actually, you know what? Let me cut the 7 first. I'm going to cut the 7 first, and then we're going to save this piece. We probably had another piece that we could have used, um, like this one. We could have probably have used that, see, and not have cut a whole nother one. So again, just as a reminder, you might already have something in your cuts that we've saved. And then we're going to do, we had our 7, so now we're going to do our 10. So now we're just going to trim a little piece here off of the bottom, like so. Okay, so we have a, I think I just cut that wrong. Let me make sure. Yeah, no, we're good. I had to think about it. I've done like, oh, let me go ahead and put this away. We don't need this. You could use a scoreboard for the following step, but you're going to realize that you really don't have to. So again, up to you. We're going to score this in half. So we're going to fold it at 5. I'm pinching my corners just like I've done, and then walking it back. Once again, we've already done quite a few cards. So if you've missed it, The playlist is in the description box, so you can go ahead and start with card number one, and then, jump in because they kind of all build on each other. Okay, so we've got a 5 by 7 card. Everybody with me? I hope so. Okay, now we can do this one of two ways. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I think I want to do the wreath. Yeah, that might be a whole lot more fun because I want to show you another card shape. Let me think. You know what? Where's my printout? I think that would be great. We can even trim this down a little bit and do a totally different shape. Let's go ahead and trim this down. Again, Maddie's going rogue. You know what that means, right? Buckle up. We can even do a 6-inch. No, let's do a square. Have we done a square card yet? This one was a square, but it's a little larger. Let's do a 5 by 5. Because I want to do a different card. So we definitely had smaller pieces that we could have used. Okay, so again, the measurements are 5 by 10, right? So 5 by 10, and then we're going to fold that in half. Then we're going to bring one of the flaps and we're going to fold that in half. Again, you could use a scoreboard, but all I do is I simply lift this side just to make sure I can see where it's going to be centered. I'm going to line up my sides and I'm going to score. Again, I'm going to fold and then burnish down. Okay, and then we have this. Okie dokes. All right, now we are going to start with our whatchamacallit, decorative panel. So we're going to bring back this piece right here, and we're going to need a 5 by 5 square, which we're going to cut from the left hand side. So cut yourself a 5. And we could have done this in white too, so I'll show you both ways. If you're working, luckily this paper has really nice weight, but if you happen to be working with paper that has lighter weight, or you feel like, okay, this is not going to stand up for what I want it to be, remember, we're going to add other layers. This paper is also double-sided, which is really pretty, so we're not going to have any problems with it looking ugly on the back. But if you wanted to, you can also cut yourself a 5 by 5 panel of white. I'll show you both ways. So this can be done the way it is, but I'm going to show you that you can also do a reinforcer if you should ever feel like your paper needs to have some reinforcement. So you'll cut yourself a 5 by 5 panel, which is going to add as the backing to this panel right here, okay? And so that makes it extra thick. You can even take this one and trim it down if you want. We can just trim it just a little bit so that it has a nice border, oops, all the way around. I'm doing 1/8 of an inch. You could do a 1/4 of an inch, and so that panel will sit on here. You can even add, some foil panels as well if you'd like. So again, it's just a matter of how you want it to look. The options are endless, how many layers you can do, and you could just keep adjusting them. Down by, an 1/18 of an inch, or I mean a 1/16 of an inch, or a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, we're going to save these for now. Now we are going to need a piece that is going to go in here. Again, how thick of a border you want to do is going to be completely up to you. You can decide. We'll get an idea of our tree. Our tree is going to sit like this, okay? So we can decide how big of a panel we want for this one to be. I'm thinking we can leave, yeah, just like, you know, an 1/18 of an inch again. So let's go ahead and trim us another panel. This one is 4 7/8. So now I'm going to trim down to 4 3/4, a white panel. So 4 3/4. Oh, we're doing the wreath. I almost forgot. Not the tree. 4 3/4. I just changed my mind at the last minute, huh? Switch gears. And I'll show you the tree too if you want to see it. That one is a little simpler, so I figure we can do this one together and then we can do the other one as well if we need to. All right. I think I want to go even smaller than that. Yeah. I want more of the blue panel to show. Now the circumference of my circle, and yours should be the same if you have printed it properly. Again, maybe you print it with no borders or something and it might skew. So take a look at your width. Mine is again 4 inches. So this, well, that's not bad. No, I could still do, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do 4.5. A matter of preference, guys. A matter of preference. How much of this do you want to show? There is no right or wrong measurement, and that's why I'm kind of doing this to show you that I can start big and I can always take away, right? I think that's pretty good. How about that? I like that. Okay, so I'm going to give you measurements again. We're going to start from the beginning. This was a 5 by 10. Okay, 5 by 10. We folded it in half, and then we folded one of the halves in half. All right. This panel right here was also a 5 by 5 because that's going to cover this whole piece. So 5 by 5. Then we cut the next panel, the decorative, at 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. Everything is squared. And then this last one we did at 4.5 squared. Okay, so that's what we've done so far. Again, if you like to show more of the white or more of the color or more of, maybe you want to add another layer in between of foil, I think that would be beautiful. You know, we could probably still get away with doing it too if we wanted to, but we'll do that. How about we do that for the Christmas tree? Yeah, let's leave the foil for the Christmas tree and stick with this so far. So now we need our embossing folder. Again, this embossing folder is the Cuttlebug Anna Griffin. Do I have a number? 2003461. Trying to see if it's got a name so you guys can look for it. Oh, it's called Celtic Link. You can look for it in our online store. Okay, beautiful. And this is going to work for the Christmas tree too. There's a reason for me picking this one. It's because it's got to be a larger one. It's got to be at least a 5 by 7. And guess what? This is exactly a 5 by 7 embossing folder. So it's going to work perfect for both. Okay, I'm going to take this over and I'm going to emboss my panel. If you've never embossed, there is an emboss and deboss. We're going to be doing it this way. So you see where the writing is up front. And all I'm going to do is kind of look for a placement. Let me put this back here underneath of it so you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't want to be crooked because that wouldn't make much sense. And I don't know where I want to start. If I want to start halfway through, probably not. I probably want to see a full panel. So I'm guessing that I'm going to place it like this, using the actual lines to center my piece. Okay, I'm going to find my tape. I want to make sure I'm getting the bottom as well. That looks pretty centered. Get some tape down here as well. And I'm going to run that through my embossing machine. You do the same, and we'll be right back. Okay, let's take a look. Look how pretty. That is so beautiful. Again, nice and slow does it. Oh, so beautiful. Can you guys see that? Look at this. Oh, come on, focus. Look at that. Isn't that just a gorgeous embossed panel? And again, it's not specific, you know, so I can use it year round, which is awesome. When you emboss, you kind of have to be gentle because remember that tape has also become embossed. It's not super sticky. If it was, once again, we can heat this and it will help your tape to release. But it's, since I've used it many times, it's not very sticky. Okay, so now we've got this gorgeous panel right there. Look at that. That is just going to really set our wreath. Okay, now we have our wreath. You can cut this out. You do not have to be very finessed about it. You can print it on cardstock if you like. You can always back it up also that way. I am not so interested in any of these details at all. Oh, and neither am I interested in this. So I can actually poke a hole. You notice I'm not being gentle. This is just an idea to kind of give us a place to start, you know, to stay in line kind of thing. Help us to color within the lines. So we don't create a wreath that is all crazy and wonky. That's all this is, guys. It's not, it's like a place setter, right? It just holds a space, but it's not something that we need to worry about. And we obviously don't even want to see those black lines. Now, I gave you this one because it's super fun. I was just going to do 2 circles and call it a day, but I thought this one's super fun because you can actually print it out. And then, you know, if you print it out on cardstock, you can use your magicals. You can do all kinds of super fun stuff with it too to decorate it. Just a rough cut. So you don't have to worry about being any kind of perfect, okay? That's just going to give us a place to create our gorgeous backdrop for our wreath. Okay, so now with that done, we can go ahead and adhere these. If you want to ink them up, again, you can. You do not have to. They look beautiful just the way they are. But since this one's a very clean card, I'm just going to add a little something. I mean, minimal. Minimal is what I'm doing. You can probably not even see it on screen. That's how little it is that I'm doing here. Just kind of breaking up a little bit for the layers. Something like this. And then we're going to go ahead and do the embossed panel too. And then comes the super fun part, which is playing with our flowers and all of our little branches and twigs and whatnot. So now what we're going to do next is we are going to adhere all these together. So let's do that first. Need those. Okay, now this gets fully adhered onto that, okay? But hold off on this panel. Do not adhere that onto your card base. Leave that for last because we need to do something different to that, okay? For the card to work. I apologize if you can hear they're working. There are a whole bunch of boxes came in, and so they're all working really hard trying to ensure that They are checking in those boxes. One of the boxes actually arrived pretty much busted, and so that's always concerning because you know you hope that the contents are all in there. So we shall wait and see. Again, anytime you want to add any dimensional foam, go for it. It depends how big you want to layer this. Now it is going to be pretty layered because we're going to add all kinds of flowers. It's going to get bulky, so this is going to be great. This could be a journal front. This could also be something that you include, you know, with a gift, or if you're going to mail it, definitely send it as a package, right? Okay, now we've got that. We are not going to add this yet because I want to do some more stuff, and we still have the inside to do, and we're going to work on that. This is where the fun comes in. You will grab flowers at random because I do not know how you've made yours, how big they are, if you've curled them or not. That is all going to depend. You're just going to start grabbing random flowers, and I'm just kind of laying these out so that you get an idea for them, and just grabbing whatever. About this one, let's put it underneath, and just have fun. Have fun layering out flowers. Let's pick this one right here. And then maybe one of those there. So you're going to create a wreath that looks something like this. And then we're going to come in, of course, as you layer them and you adhere them, you're going to get even closer. So I probably need one more flower or two in here because they need to be stacked like this in order to avoid seeing the white edging, okay, of that. If, however, it does get seen, let me kind of put it on here so that you can see. We're going to also insert twigs and whatnots, so don't worry about that. But it's pretty much going to just disappear into the white embossed background. So this is not like if you see a little bit of white, you know, it's going to jump out at you and be like, oh no, something was missing there. Or I see some white. Look how fun that is. Okay? Look how pretty that is. Again, just kind of play with yours. See which ones you'd like. And we want to leave the center open because that's where these are going to come in. Remember the other free digital that I had given you guys? And we punched that in the beginning. Again, if you missed any of the videos, you can start them in order and it will all make sense. We're going to add a sentiment to add to the center. Okay? Like so. How fun is that? Right? Or maybe Silent Night. You have a lot to choose from. So just kind of decide on your sentiment and then you can start adhering your florals. Easy? Easy enough? Yes, indeed. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and adhere it to here because adhering this to this is not going to be terribly difficult and we can leave that for last. Let's go ahead and decide on my sentiment. That's a tough one. You know, here's the problem, right? I want to make 50 of them because I want to use every sentiment. Silent Night, Let It Snow, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Be Merry and Bright. Oh, this one's cute because it's got the little blue snowflakes. That might be good. I don't know that we're going to see a lot of snowflakes. Believe in the Magic of Christmas. Happy Holidays. I want to go with something a little thick. Let's see. You know what? Let's just go with that. They're all pretty. It doesn't matter which one you pick. They're all going to work. Okie dokies. So with that said, I'm just kind of looking at my left, my right, my top, and my bottom. I can go ahead and adhere this. And you notice I'm actually adhering it on the side that doesn't have the little black specks just because that's going to make it less conspicuous just in case you can see some of the little bit. Not a big deal if you can. This is not really going to be bearing any weight or anything like that. So You know, again, if you want to do cardstock, by all means, but you can use regular printer paper. Sorry, let me stand this up. Yeah, that looks centered. Okay. Just adhere that. That's just going to be your guideline. I know it's hard to see on camera, guys. I'm sorry. White on white is so hard on camera, but it looks just like so. And then I'm going to add my sentiment in the center. Again, if you want to ink this up, you can. Don't need to. Again, a lot of this is going to be hidden because the flowers should be also coming in towards the center. So all I've done is inked it up just lightly to create a shadow effect, or a spotlight effect, I should say. I'm going to adhere this down like so. Very cool. Again, center-ish. I'm not trying. Oh, I have no idea why she's talking. That electronic device is going berserk. And all I'm going to do now is start adding flowers in any configuration that I want, knowing that I'm also going to bring in all of my little twigs in here to also stick out and make the wreath even prettier. Every so often, I'm going to pick this up just to make sure that I'm not leaving too much white space in between. Again, like I mentioned, if I am, not a big deal. We can come back and cover it up. And that's why I also made some smaller ones, because the smaller ones are great fillers, like here, right? Oh, look how pretty that is looking. I'm loving it. Do you see all the dimension in here? It's just lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay. How pretty. All right, let's see. We haven't used what? Let's use one of these. I want this one just a little higher because I want to find a small one, this one maybe, to insert down here. Put that one on top. And there we have a lovely, lovely wreath. Now, we're not done. We saved some of those for our Christmas tree. We now have all of these really pretties to add on. And again, you just go ahead and pick your favorites, cut them, you know, leave some longer, leave some maybe, a little shorter. This one could be a longer one, kind of sticking out that way. So just have fun now with your little leaves and sprigs. Oh, and we also have some berries, don't we? Where are the berries? Oh, maybe in here? You can also use these, by the way, because they give you tons of centers. You can tuck them in randomly too, like that. They look adorable. So maybe we'll leave some of those out. But we did have berries as well. See? We have all those. Oopsie daisy. It just got snagged. Did I get everything? Yeah. So let's not forget to use some of those too. Okay, I'm going to keep playing and then I will be back with the final um, wreath. So I don't keep you here just waiting for me. And then, although, maybe you are working too, so maybe I can just kind of speed through the video and let you continue to enjoy some music so we can craft along together. Or I can cut, let you enjoy working on yours on your time, and then come back and we will regroup when it's time to put our card together. But yeah, make sure you use all your little bits because you have tons. Again, if they're too long, don't waste them. Just snip them. And then that way you can stick the other half somewhere else. But just those little things that stick out here and there is what makes the magic. Where's the one I just cut? Oh, here. There's two little leaves here. Yes, I am going to use them. Yes, I am. Let's see, maybe up here we don't have any green. So we'll stick those in there. Where's my tool? There we go. Sorry, it's kind of hard. I'm trying to keep it flat to stay in frame, but then I'm also trying to glue stuff down. So there we go. Two little leaves up at the top, just very unexpected. You could keep going and going and going actually. So you could do this forever, right? But I think I'm going to find some of these little berries and stick them here and there. How about some right there? I'm going to put a little glue dot, a little dab of glue there. And then using my needle nose tweezers, I am simply going to adhere those on there. Okay, just a little unexpected there. And then let's find a place to add to balance the blue. Maybe we'll put it down here. Oh, no, here. How about here? Okay, so I'm going to add a little dab of glue again there. Use my tweezers. Put my little berries in there. Make sure to press down. And now we have berries on the bottom as well. So pretty. I think we need another set right here. And that gold is going to go because it's the one that's on the table. So it kind of volunteered, didn't it? I think so. Add that on there. Oh, maybe a little bit more out. There we go. And now we have berries on there as well. Super stinking pretty. Okay, so actually we didn't even need to pause, to be honest with you, did we? I'm going to clean some of those off so I don't lose them. Push some of these back. Oh, we didn't even use the big green leaves. See, there's so much, you just can't use it all. So in the meantime, let's set that off to the side for just a second, okay? We'll leave that last. I don't like to be monkeying with stuff when it's pretty much, you know, like my showpiece. Gosh, I can't get over just how beautiful that is. I am sure yours is stunning too, right? Okay, we're going to work on the inside of this. Again, you can do all kinds of different size mats. Let's pick. We've got lots of paper left, don't we? Well, and we can just add a sentiment. You do not have to mat this at all, by the way. But I do think that it gives it a little something. We could, what haven't we used? Well, we haven't used this. It's got the little journaling cards, but we've got so many of them, right? We've got 4 pages of them. Use that. We could use, ooh, look at that. I don't know, that might be a winner. Seriously, I love journaling cards, but that just looks gorgeous on the inside. Let's do it. All right, let's bring our paper trimmer back. We know we're working with a 5x5. So how big or how small you want the frame around the bottom, you could cut it to size. You could do a 5x5. There'll be no frame. You can do 4 7/8 like I'm doing. Again, I always like to cut mine first. Take a look. Do I love it? Great, it stays. Do I want it a wider border? Then I trim it more. I can always take away, right? Okay, I love that. Let's put these away. And you might even have some scraps that you can use. Don't forget that. This is going to get adhered onto here. If it's easier for us to work with it like this, and you know you want to add one of your sentiments. Sorry, I was facing back and talking. One of your sentiments, well, you can do that. We can even add a smaller white mat here and then add our sentiment so that it really shows through, but they're all just wonderful. I honestly, they're beautiful. So use whichever one. Sending warmest and wishes for a lovely Christmas. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go ahead and pick our sentiment. If you really, really want it to pop, again, cut yourself a white mat and mount it on there. If you want it to be more of a, you know, faded look, because this is really busy. You can also, I'm trying to find my, I should turn on my lights, shouldn't I? You know, I just realized I've been working without lights. I hope it's, I turned them off and forgot to turn them back on. I hope it hasn't been too dark for you guys. I'm trying to find, it's hard to see. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's hard to see sometimes. Where it's at. I don't want to go too low because we're going to do something down here. So please, when you're adding your sentiment, do not go too low with this. What if I line it almost with the top? There we go. How pretty. Love. Okay. This is going to get adhered on there. For classes, tape runners are a lot faster than liquid adhesive. However, I use liquid adhesive because, like my Tombow tape runner and my at, gosh, adhesive, yeah, it's not happening in my brain right now. Oh, goodness, are my favorite tape runners. I use them like for every project. However, for videos such as this, it takes longer to use the liquid. So I use the liquid, which buys you time, right? So if you want to craft along, you're not feeling like you're totally pressured. Now, down here, we have a lot of choices. There are many things that we can do. We can use any of our paper remaining beautiful pieces, such as the gifts, for example, okay, to create a stopper. We could use that. We could even use a bow to create our stopper, okay? Or you can also bring in any of your flat, or I should say rectangular, excuse me, bits, and that can make great stoppers as well, okay? So this is why I didn't want to go low, because we need to create some kind of a stopper. Actually, have we used a single ticket? I don't think we have, right? We could do that. Let's see, for a lovely, sending warmest wishes for a lovely Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hello, winter. How about hello, winter, since we have let it snow in the front? So we can use this one as our stopper right there. And we can still add the bow, by the way, if we want to, here on the side. So you can do a combination. Let me, oh. I think I found my inks. One second. I found my little ones. Again, rearranging your studio is lovely because, you're going to get a fresh new perspective on, and then of course you have more ideas. And as your crafting changes, you'll find that maybe you want to do something different. We can do a smushing technique, couldn't we? Or we could just ink it up. We could just keep it simple, guys. Because we've done a lot of other different ones. Let me find a scratch piece of paper. Actually, I can use my tree. No, let me find something else. One second. I must have a scratch piece of paper in this place, right? I could bring out my glass mat, but this is going to be super simple. Um, as you rearrange your studio or your workspace or your craft room or however you want to call it, um, it's great. But man, it's like you rearrange and you fix it and then you can't find anything, and especially right now because it's not really even put back. Things are just in boxes and the boxes are stacked and in tubs and oh my heavens, it is just, yeah. It makes you re-question or rethink, why did I even start this? Why? Why did I even want to do this? But, oops, but I have faith that in the end, it will all be worth it and I'll be so happy. I am already happy because now I'm facing my window, so I get to look outside and that's just lovely, right? No, I didn't pick it up at all. Hello? And I'm doing two different colors. What did I do? I think I did evergreen bough, and now I'm doing salty ocean. Again, it's those teals and those beautiful colors that we already have here in our collection. So one I'm using for edging and the other one I'm going to just tap it here and there just to kind of bring in a little bit more of that blue as well. There we go. Hello, winter. At least I got my little minis, right? I'm happy. Hey, I am happy. I'm not complaining. Because I was like, I can't even ink up anything. All right, we're going to need some dimensional foam. That's what's going to create our stopper. So let's get... And I'm just going to kind of guesstimate that this will be good. I'm going to do... I think I can fit 2 strips. I just really want this to be nice and sturdy. Oh, can I fit 2 strips? Yes, I can. Okay. You know what? I'm going to add some here on the sides too. Just because I want this to be really nice and sturdy. These are the hunky-dory strips. Again, if that other one was too tight, you can always just add some of the skinnier ones. But I just really want this to be very, very sturdy. I think I overdid it again. That's okay. They don't go to waste. They get saved for other things. Oh, still too big. And again, if you want to fill that gap that I have there, you can just use your smaller pieces, but that is plenty sturdy. Okay. With that done, we'll work on the stopper mechanism. Okay, we're going to remove the backing off of this. Now, how far you want your stopper to come? It depends. Do you want to see the word Christmas? Do you just want the message to be hidden? And you just want it like this? You decide how far you would like for this to reveal, right? So I'm thinking right there's fine. Again, Christmas looks cool, doesn't have to be. So we're just going to remove our backing. And I'm going to try and kind of, let's see where. That looks good to me. Okay. And that's going to help my card rest there. Okay. So it stands up and it's going to look beautiful. Okay. So are we ready? We're ready for the last step. I think so. Now, for that, all you're going to do is add adhesive to the bottom half of your card. If you want to be double sure, what I like to do is I like to fold it so it stands up completely, and then very, very gently with a pencil, okay, I lightly mark. See, you can barely see it. It's super, super light. And then I add adhesive. Again, if you're using your adhesive strips, even easier because you just run the line right there. And then you're going to add glue to this bottom half, not to the top. If you wanted to decorate this back panel, you can. Again, it doesn't bother me. In some cases, it does. Like, you know, if it's like a card that doesn't have any white elements, it's really going to stick out like a sore thumb, right? But typically, we don't really see the back of a card. We can open this up, press down on it, lift it back up, and guess what? We have our beautiful, try and stand it up this way, beautiful card that folds in order to get mailed. And then we'll sit there to be displayed and be enjoyed. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that one. Wasn't that one fun? And how beautiful is that? And how many amazing cards we've created. So we still have the Christmas tree to do. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here, and then I'm going to come back and show you the Christmas tree. You understand the concept, so it's very simple. To do once you've gotten this one done, you'll understand the other one is just different measurements. So I'll come back and give you um, a little show on that one, and and give you measurements. Okay. All right. Let me put this up to the side, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are continuing now with our we're gonna do the Christmas card, the tree, Christmas card tree. Um, and for this, you're going to need the other 12 by 12 that I had put on the list, on the supply list. And we're going to cut that into 5-inch strips. So you're going to have 5 by 12 and then 5 by 12. Okay. The On one side, you're going to cut it at 8 inches and score it at 1. So again, this was a 5 by 12. So just imagine that this was a 5 by 12 piece like this. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong paper, but that's okay. Imagine that this was a 5 by 12. And all we did was we left the 5 side and then cut this at 8. And then we scored it at 1 inch to create this flap. The reason why we have to do this is because there is no paper that we would need a 5 by 14, right? So since we cannot do a 5 by 14, we're just going to go ahead and adhere it and create one piece from it. So something like this, right? We're going to adhere that. Actually, I'm glad that this is double-sided because then you're able to see what I'm doing exactly. We're going to adhere this to create just one big 5 by 7 panel, which is going to fit our tree perfectly. Okay. So once you have done that, you can adhere this and treat this as one panel. Of course, we can also, while it is off, because it might be easier, you can either fold it or you can bring in your scoreboard. We know that this is 7, so we can score it in half. Where is my ruler? Okay, so we know that it's going to be 3 and wait, wasn't it 3 and oh, 3.5? Yeah. So 3.5 is where we're going to be scoring. Again, you can just manually do it if you prefer, but we can also, oops, score at 3.5 using our scoreboard. And just like the wreath, we now have this folded in half. We're going to adhere this on here to create one seamless panel. And then we're going to mat the back in this case so that we do not get to see that. We're going to create 2 smaller panels. Again, this one is great. And one of the reasons why I left it for last, it's because it allows you to also use a lot of your leftovers. So if you have, all those scraps that we've been kind of setting off to the side, these are going to be great for these panels right here. I'm going to stand this up. I hope you guys can see this. And I am lining up left and right and then tapping it onto my table to ensure that it is well aligned. Again, if I need to shift, I can. Just a smidge there. Checking all of my sides, burnishing it down. And now we have bridged the piece in order to make our card long enough, our base. We're going to do the exact same thing that we've done before, right? We're going to create the embossed panel. We're going to create our mats, but I wanted to first give you this because you might be wondering, well, how on earth do you make a 7-inch tall card with a 10-inch paper? Well, you really can't. So now let me go ahead and cut some mats and get my mat embossed. Again, we know the dimensions 5 by 7 for the emboss, and I told you that's why I chose this embossing folder, because it's going to fit perfectly. So let's get that done. I'll come back with the mats and this done, and we'll talk about measurements again. Okay, now we have all of the panels cut out as well as the front cover embossed. So let me go ahead and show you those. We are going to trim some of it down, but I wanted to show you this on the inside because what I've done is I have cut and created two panels in order to allow for that fold to take place without any issues. I've cut the one for the inside as well. Then we've cut the one for the front. I didn't leave any border this time. You can. I also cut this to a 5x7, which again needs to be trimmed down. But I wanted to take advantage of the full embossing folder. So let's go ahead and trim that down first. Again, if you want to leave an edge on this one, you can. So if we want to do maybe like a 4 7/8. Oh, 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 oh. I hate trying to rush. I'm trying to rush because they've got to get some shelving done, and they can't get shelving done until I am done recording because that is very loud. And so I need to kind of hurry up just a little bit. Of course, you guys have the advantage of always stopping the video at any point, right? And pausing it if I'm going too fast. So I've shaved a sliver just to kind of show you that we can leave a border once again all the way around. And then we're going to do the same thing with the front cover. Now, oh, not this one, sorry. Wait, that was my inside. This one. I want to shave about, it's 7 inches. I want a nice big border around this. How about if we do 6? Let's go with an inch. Let's take off an inch from either side. And again, it was a 5, so now I'm going to go to 4. And actually, I'm going to distribute that evenly. So I'm going to do a quarter from this side and then a quarter from this side so that my pattern kind of looks symmetric. And let's take a look. I think that's a great, great size. So you guys decide how much of a border you want. I'll give you my measurement for the front again if you're interested in following exactly with what I'm doing. The decorative mat is going to be, wait, oh, that's the inside. I was like, wait, what? Sorry, is going to be 4 7/8. So 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. Then the embossed piece, I have trimmed down to 4 by 6. Again, taking an inch off of each side. And now we know what comes next, right? Of course, we can adhere our panels, remembering that this will only get adhered, not this one, sorry, this one will only get adhered on the bottom, right? The bottom half, just like we did with the wreath card. Again, if you missed that one, you can go back and rewatch that one and then come back and do this one. So that's going to go right there. And now we are going to do the same thing with our tree. Again, I kind of left a little star and all that stuff just because I thought it was fun. I'm going to cut on the inside. Remember, this is only serving as a guideline to assist us. You can also trace around it if you want with a pencil. You can cut it out and trace it, but it's just a good way to remind us where we want our tree to be. Okay. And so we don't go all kind of crazy and go rogue. And then our Christmas tree is lopsided. You got more on one side than the other. Again, I'm going to flip it over. And we are going to think about adding something down here as far as like a sentiment. We can even bring in, now that I've mixed everything up, we can leave, we have, let's see, we have a bow that we could use at the top. We've got, let's look through our elements first so we can decide what we want to do. Excuse me. Oh, here's a gingerbread star. That's adorable. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's kind of hard to decide now. I like them both. A bell, no, it's a little much for my taste. But again, it might not be for yours. Oh, a snowflake would be nice too, right? We've got gifts for the bottom. We can also use the gifts again on the inside. So you could choose. Oh, that's a tough one. Well, I might have to decide. I'll decide between these two. Maybe once I lay my flowers, I'll decide. But we're going to need a sentiment for the stopper. We know that already, and we can go with a skinnier one if we want. We are also going to need something here for our tree trunk. So again, you can decide if you want to use something like this for your tree trunk at the bottom, right? Or you can use your little strip that we had from the beginning, right, from when we did our cutouts that we haven't used yet, and use that as your tree trunk. And that would be fun too. Okay. And then of course we're going to lay the gifts here at the bottom, so give yourself some room for that. Okay. You could also grab a brown piece of scrap paper if you have one, or just, you know, from all the leftovers that we have, and just grab your ink and create a brown trunk that way. Of course, I have embossing folders that look like wood, and I think that would be awesome to use. But since I do not have those on your supply list, I'm not going to go ahead and add them on there now. And again, we can decide how intense we want this to be. You know, and use a brown piece of scrap paper as a trunk, if you'd like. That's kind of wide, isn't it? But that's okay. You get the idea. Yes? Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and move forth with creating our tree. So let's put all this aside. I know I'm going to need something at the bottom. I know I have enough room at the top. So I can kind of do one of these and start building my beautiful tree. Actually, I should decide on the trunk, shouldn't I, first? What if I trim this down just a bit? I kind of made it too wide. You know, they're not that wide, Maddie. They're a little narrower, like that. And I can start by adhering that. If you want to see if you're centered, again, our awesome 8th, 16th, and center ruler is perfect, because all you have to do is flip it over, put your 0 in the center, and see that you are right at 2 inches on the left, 2 inches on the right, and so bubble center is a 0, right? So I can put that there, grab my pencil, create a little tick mark, and then adhere my brown tree. Let's call it a tree trunk. My brown tree trunk at the bottom. Okay. And now we can glue our tree top. Again, we decide where do my presents go? Here we go. We can decide. Remember, this is going to be loaded with flowers. So, and what do I mean by that? Just like the one we did before. Again, you guys remember the wreath. Hopefully you've done yours, right? We are going to be loading this up with all I'm just grabbing random flowers at this point so you guys understand and it makes more visual sense as to what we are doing. Let's do whites. Okay, one blue, and then maybe a teal. Okay, so we're going to be creating a really beautiful tree, and again, loading it up with and leaving room up here to tuck our star in. Might need to be the snowflake. Well, I just put 2 blues together, right? Who saw my snowflake? Where'd it go? Well, there's 2 of them, so I'm good. There, we can do something like that. Cool. You can also use a flower, by the way, at the top. You don't have to use that at all. You can just use another flower, see? And just create a tree of flowers. You can even do a combination of both, like that. Snowflake in the back, flower in the front. So get creative, have fun with it, okay? So you guys know what we're doing. I'm just kind of trying to decide, excuse me, how far I need enough room for my, oh, and the gifts, sorry. I just realized the gifts could even extend a little past down here, right? So this could technically come down even more and show less of our tree trunk, like so, okay? We don't have to see the top of our presents. So kind of just play with your placement and decide what looks good to you. If you don't want any presents because you want to keep it a little bit more clean, you can do that, and we can add the gifts on the inside. So, okay, we know what we're doing because we've done it before. So I was just kind of breaking down some ideas for you. I'm going to now adhere my tree. I'm going to adhere all of my panels. We've got all of our panel sizes. You know exactly what we're doing for this extra bonus card. We've done like 3 extras so far. we just and then I just keep coming up with more, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but we got to do this one too. And then I think of, I look at another one, or I think of one, and I'm like, oh yeah, and that one. So it just kind of keeps growing. What can I tell you? Again, this is just a guideline for us to kind of not go rogue and go all over, and stay kind of symmetric with our flowers. All right, let's glue our panels and flowers down. Oh, if you're not sure how this is going to work, just glue all the panels in and don't add the front panel. Don't add this. Do not add this to the card base, okay? You can do everything but add this if you are not sure. However, if you are following along with the series, you know exactly what to do, right? I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, our mats are on, inside and outside. Our tree is done. Oh, I forgot the star. I totally forgot. Did I save it somewhere out here? Oh, there it is. Okay, we can put our star up there and tuck it in like that. And I think actually I'm gonna leave it out just a little bit because I want to add maybe a bling or something there to the center. So I'm gonna leave it. Oh, it'd be nice too. We could also use a dimensional foam dot. Let me wipe that off and really make it pop. And then we can add a gem or some kind of embellishment to it. I think that would look amazing. Do you agree? Yeah, some stickles and maybe a gem or just a gem, because I do want to keep it somewhat clean too. I don't want to clutter it too much. Like so. Look at that great dimension on that card. Isn't that beautiful? And again, if you've done the wreath card, you know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to adhere this, but only on the bottom half, not on the top. If you want to add a sentiment down here, well, feel free to move that up. Oh, or the gifts, as we mentioned, right? Where are the gifts? They're right here. We can tuck in some of our gifts in there. We can do all kinds of fun stuff, but we could also move this up and add a sentiment down here if we want this to not be so plain, or if we want to kind of continue bridging that little piece there. We are going to need one more also for the inside, so keep that in mind. How about this one, especially for you? Kind of cool, huh? Or remember, we also have the beautiful little band here. Oh, actually, that does look precious. Yeah, might have to do that. It looks really precious. Or we can do a combination of both. We can adhere that and then trim it. Oh, how cute is that? See? Possibilities, possibilities, right? Let's hope I cut this straight. And then I even like it black, just black and white, just the way it is. Don't need to do anything to it, you see? Oops, missed. You can also add dimensional to this. Let's do that. We could just keep going, guys. This could be, we can make this into a total showstopper. I'm trying to find the lighter ones. Is this them? No. Here it is. Here they are. I have a song in my head and I can't get it out. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, I get it. It's a Christmas song. Nope. It's an 80s song. I don't know how many of you remember that song or are old enough to remember it. But I don't know why I've got A-E-I-O-U stuck in my head. It used to go A-E-I-O-U. I sometimes cry. Do you guys remember that song? Telling me every day. Something like that. I don't even know the lyrics. But I've got the A-E-I-O-U stuck in my head. I wish I could get it out because I would love to instead be singing some Christmas songs. I didn't see it in a movie. It wasn't playing anywhere. Don't ask, don't ask, don't ask. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to move up a little bit to give my sentiment room. So with that said, I'm going to do what we had done before. Actually, you know what? We can even glue this on first. That way we have no doubt that it's going to fit. Let's do that. Again, I could bring my ruler and center this, but I think that is pretty center right there. And then we're going to grab our tree and we can put it right on it. See what I'm doing? I'm resting it. I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm going to trace on the back of this very lightly. Just barely, see? Very lightly. Could have even gone lighter. I'm going to actually raise just a little bit. Make it even lighter. Just so I can barely see it. And then I'm going to add adhesive right on that bottom half only, not the top. Oh my goodness, imagine if now you guys have the song stuck in your head. You are so not going to be happy with me, right? I shouldn't have mentioned it. But oh well, there you go. You're welcome. Isn't that hysterical? All right, press that down gently. Again, we have all of our beautiful flowers, depending on how much dimension you've given yours. And we have our front. Again, you can't see anything from the back. Our inside is decorated just because it looks so ugly. If you did yours all white, mine was a double tone paper. If it would have been white, I probably wouldn't have even because that little stitch here at the bottom, it's not a big deal. Okay, now we're going to talk about the inside. So again, we have the ability to add our gorgeous sentiment. Let's go ahead and grab one of those and pick which one we want. Especially for you. What about this one? Wishing you and your family a joyous. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, this one's nice too. I like them all. For all your special ways, you bring happiness, happy friendship is wishing you. Oh, that's good. It's for a friend. I like that. I like that one too. I'm gonna find my corner. I have glue all over my fingers now. We should have some kind of a thing that says the problems crafters have, you know, just so that you know you're not alone. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna, I mean, we can go all the way up here, right? We can make this stand out and we can even put the sentiment at the bottom and, you know, work it that way. But I think I'm gonna put my sentiment, it's more like a hidden message. It's like a private thing. They can display the rest, but this is personal. So I'm just gonna place that on there and have it just disappear. Isn't that gorgeous? I love these sentiments. I just can't get over them. Okay, now let's create our stopper. what shall it be? It could be anything. Like I said, it could be the gifts. But if you're going to do the gifts, make sure you either put them in the center, right, and balance it out, or do it here, or create a little, maybe a little piece of paper to, here's what I mean by that. Mount them on, well, something thicker. We have so many strips. Heavens to Betsy, I've got so many strips. I just need one that's a little thicker, like that. Perfect. So we can mount the gifts. What you don't want, and here's why. If you put something on this side, this one's pretty sturdy, so you're okay. But sometimes they go like that. They kind of get, crooked. So you want to keep it either in the center, or you want to give it something centered to rest on. So if you were to do something like this, right? And we prop that up, then we can go ahead and add a gift on there so that it looks like, you're opening up gifts at the bottom of the tree, or anything else that you want. In that case, it could be anything at all. We could do, oh, we had ornaments too. Look at that. We can make a bigger one and do ornaments. So you can do all kinds of fun stuff. Oh, you know what we have also? We have the little candles. There's so many fun elements on here, guys. We have mittens. I thought we had 2 candles. Oh, there's the other one. Come on. We could do that. Oh, how about because it's talking about friendship. We can have a cappuccino, and we can hear right here, put from the Azores or something. I think that would be fun too. So, or you can keep it. Oh, look here, we have more gifts. We can set gifts down by the tree. So you can do all kinds of fun stuff. Okay. Or, as I was saying, you can keep it quite simple. And again, simply grab one of your sentiments, omit all that, and simply add another here, especially for you. Merry Christmas, or a bigger one. Merry Christmas. And you can come back as far as you like, right? You could do that. So again, super simple. I think I like the idea of this because it's something a little bit different. So I am going to trim this off, or trim it down. Okay, I just have my trimmer. You know what, doesn't matter. We'll use this one. Whomever comes out of the pot first. How's that? We did 5 inches. So you know what? Let's go with 4. Let's go with 4 inches on that. And then let's just trim it down. Where is that gift? Actually, no, it's pretty good. We'll leave it like that. I have a little picker upper tool. Sometimes it's hard for me to pick up stuff from the table. And I have this We Are Memory Keepers little picker upper sucker thing, which is really neat. And I can't, yeah, well, I'll find it eventually. It'll show up in one of the boxes. I hope, I packed everything purposely so that it would, oh, what happened there? Not that I mind that look. I got fuzzies. I purposely packed all of my stuff so that it would be easy to find. So in other words, if, the desk, I try to pack into, so many boxes or tubs, then this station, I try to pack into those so many, but they're everywhere and they're stacked. So, although there was a method to my madness, it was not going to work until I get around to getting it all done, right? All right, we're going to have a nice big stopper on this one. Again, could be dainty. You could even use dimensionals to create your stopper, like little pieces of, hold that, of dimensional. I'm going to cover it all again. I want it to be nice and sturdy. I don't like my stoppers to be flimsy. Nope, that's not going to work. So I'm going to wrap that around and get my wider. Nope. You know, we just had them, right? Where'd they go? Nope. Nope. Did I not put, oh, I didn't put them back. That's why. I'm looking through the tub and I'm like, you know, I can't find them. Well, Maddie, good news is, nope. The good news is I did a good job at putting them away. So, bad news is, I didn't put them away fully. Okay. And that's going to create the stopper. This has text, so I'm going to make sure it's facing the right way. Flatten it all. And we are nearing the end of this series. Now, mind you, there is going to be a whole nother project that's going to piggyback off of this. So I'm going to leave that link at the end. So stay tuned for announcements. Do not go anywhere because I've got something else to share with you. How far do I want this Christmas tree to stand? Like that, maybe? That looks great. Don't you just love it? That is so pretty. That is so, so, so pretty. But yes, so we are still going to use this paper pad, this paper line, for another project. Totally different, totally unrelated. But I figured since we have already invested in the paper pad and we've done so much with it, we might as well finish using it and maximizing it is my thinking. And I hope you will agree. All right, I need to write the Azars on there. Secret message or personal message, and we have our gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful card now done. Okay, stay tuned for announcements coming up. Well, I certainly hope that you have enjoyed this series. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and let us know what you think. We love your feedback, not to mention that we're also doing gift card giveaways for random comments, so it could be you. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Of course, we would appreciate and love if you would give this video a like, leave a comment, and share it in your crafty groups and with your crafty friends. Now, if you have enjoyed this type of content, we have Spectrum Art Creations Academy, or SACs Academy for short, where you can enjoy online courses exclusive just for our members. If you're wondering why should I join, well, there's a lot of reasons to join the Academy. For example, we give classes, workshops, exclusive videos, craft nights, and so much more, as you can see here on screen. So make sure you come join us at the Academy for a flat fee, monthly fee. You get exclusive content just for our Academy members. I will leave a link at the end here for you to go ahead and check it out. And of course, I'd love to remind you that all of the products that you've seen here and thousands more are available in our online stores, spectrumartcreations.com, and Etsy also, Spectrum Art Creations, and both stores have different items, so check both of those out. And of course, if you love crafting supplies, art supplies from the best companies around the world, join us right here on YouTube for our live sales, where you can see the product live, you can shop live, you can chat live, and of course join in games and giveaways. Tons of fun, all from the comfort of home. We will bring all the product to you, not only live on screen, but once your purchases are done, they will be at your doorstep in a matter of days, all one combined shipping from all of the best companies worldwide and domestic. Also, do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and ring that bell so you can be notified on whenever we are live, because this channel is always hopping. We do live sales, tutorials, classes, product alerts, and so much more. Now, I'm going to leave this other video here at the end so that you guys can continue to get some more inspiration and some crafting ideas. And I'll see you there.